One.
Good evening. I'm Lara Spinelli, and these are tonight's top stories. Looks like it's happened again, folks. Amidst the drone scandals, the president is denying any relations with Monica Lewinsky. In other news, according to groundbreaking research, scientists have discovered that ocean levels are rising due to a large amount of people swimming at the same time. And finally, the drugs have won the 40-year drug war. We will also have sports with Lemuel and the weather for you. It looks like we're encountering some technical difficulties while we run to our news video, so just stay with us, and we're going to have these top stories for you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Alvin with our top story. With the drone scandal and the notoriety of Obamacare continuing to damper his presidency, President Barack Obama has come under fire once again, this time involving a former White House intern, Monica Lewinsky. The president held a press conference this morning to reiterate his strong denial of charges that he had a sexual relationship with Lewinsky. Let me be clear. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky, said Obama in a carefully worded statement. No, we made love. Sweet, sweet love. Lewinsky is no stranger to scandal in the Oval Office. 2 decades ago, she was involved in similar allegations under former President Bill Clinton. Obama, who vehemently denied ever having sexual relations with Lewinsky, held fast to his earlier remarks. I said I did not have a sexual relationship with that woman, and I stand by the truth of that statement, Obama told the press. We did not, I repeat, have a mere sexual relationship. What the two of us shared was so much more than that. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work with the American people. Thank you. According to Obama, he and Lewinsky did not merely have sex. Rather, they lounged for hours in the Oval Office, reading poetry and feeding each other chocolate-covered strawberries while watching C-SPAN, before surrendering to their desires and consummating their heartfelt passion. It went way beyond physical, said Obama. This was more than just the intertwining of 2 bodies. It was the union of 2 souls. First Lady Michelle Obama remained steadfast in her support for her embattled husband, praising him as a great leader who harbors great love for all the people of his nation, a love which it is his duty to share. According to legal experts, Obama's avowal of his love for Lewinsky may have been an attempt on the president's part to outmaneuver Special Prosecutor Barry Manilow. If Obama can prove he loves Lewinsky with a selfless and immortal love, the kind of love that burns in your heart and swells to crescendo with a thundering waterfall of violins, then Obama's deposition stating that he did not have a sexual relationship with Lewinsky will not be considered perjury, said Yale University law professor Barbara Streisand. The president's latest statement on the matter: we do not have any more time to waste on this tabloid journalism. I have to put this behind me and focus on the far more urgent task of fixing healthcare.gov and spying on your cell phones. Now over to Marina, who will tell us about those ocean levels, because, well, her name is Marina.
Ahem. Scientists have stated, according to our latest analysis, an increase in global mean sea level of several inches is unavoidable at this point, given the approach of summer beach season, when millions of people will simultaneously go for a swim. Due to the harsh winter we have had this year, swimmer rates will increase and sea level will rise. All them couch potatoes are finally coming out and settling in the ocean. It's going to be a long, hot summer, since no one will be able to find a spot to swim in. Sea levels will rise, and there's absolutely nothing you or I can do about it. Unless you take everyone out of the water, and well, good luck with that. Not only are kids going for a dip, but full-grown adults. Imagine hundreds full-grown men jumping into the ocean at once. All them beer bellies piling up in one place. Sure it does make a difference. Maybe the only solution is stopping the consumption of alcohol. But nah. Them sea levels will rise, rise, rise. There is a high possibility of tsunami should everyone jump into the ocean together from a dock or off the side of a boat. Good luck out there, everyone. And now back to Alvin and his story on the drug on wars.
After 40 years of combat, the United States has lost the drug war. Gail Kerlikowske, former director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, delivered the U.S.'s unconditional surrender in a brief statement this morning. Drugs, you have defeated us, he said. Despite all the efforts of the U.S., the United States has proven no match for the power of the illegal high. After issuing the statement, Perlikowski handed over power to High Times magazine senior cultivator Donnie Danko, who will head the new U.S. Office of Drug Policy, replacing the now defunct DEA. The United States is estimated to have spent $51 billion annually since war was declared on drugs in June of 1971 by then-President Richard Milhouse Nixon. With the surrender, drugs will now begin a full-scale occupation of the United States. Massive quantities of crack, heroin, PCP, LSD, marijuana, and other drugs will flood the nation legally, saving the country's estimated 75 million drug users billions of dollars on their yearly drug budgets. Federally backed marijuana farms are expected to rise throughout the rural Midwest and Northern California by the end of the year. Cuban cocaine lord Tony Montana, commonly referred to by his street name Scarface, said the U.S. surrender was inevitable. "We knew we would eventually win this war," Montana told reporters from his palace in Miami. America's relentless campaign of anti-drug slogans, TV public service announcements, and elite elementary school dare forces were a formidable enemy in this war. But in the end, my well-armed and well-financed army was victorious. And now, I'll give the ball over to Lemuel for sports. Lemuel, how are our teams looking?
Get ready for more madness. The NCAA has just announced that they're expanding the March Madness tournament to include 4,096 teams. Schools include powerhouses such as DeVry University, ITT Tech, the Baptist Bible College, and the University of Phoenix. ITT Tech managed to take down Rutgers in the first round with a score of 115-38 in a stellar game. Star player Joshua Brown from ITT Tech scored a whopping 60 points that game. The University of Phoenix managed to beat Duke University in a very close game, ending in 70-80. The University of Phoenix put on a spectacular game, coming back from a 20-point deficit in the fourth quarter. They dominated Duke. The Lancaster Bible College managed to secure a first-round bye after a devastating season, completing their season undefeated. They are the favorites for this tournament, but Coastal University is looking to upset the undefeated.
Wow, those teams sound totally legit. Okay, going over to Majd with our very serious, very intense weather report.
Hello everyone, thanks Lara. Well, there are not a lot of surprises this week. The temperature is going to be high in the mid-70s, then things are going to cool down to about like 40 degrees or such. So it's not swimming season yet, but we're getting there. So let's just take a look at the nation. We've been tracking small colds, as you can see, in moving from the northwest, and it looks like the cold has been expanding. But it doesn't look too serious. So if we go back to our 5 days forecast, we're gonna have slight changes. The temperature is gonna be upper 50s with the low 20s degrees. So you might want to break out the heavy blanket again this week. If we come back to our, oh wow, and it looks like the storm has been gaining really good momentum, and it looks like another storm has gathered as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't look too serious, but actually we're getting confirmed that it's going to be a little serious. The hail started to fall about 1 meter diameter. Actually, the initial estimate was a little off. It's more like the size of a basketball. So pieces of ice the size of basketball are falling from the sky. So that's kind of pretty serious. Everyone should be taking a refuge under a concrete structure as fast as humanly possible. So let's see how it's going to affect our 5 days forecast. Okay, so high will be lower now in upper 20s, and lows are in 10s. And if you look on Sunday, there's a slight chance of that. If we go back to our map, okay, it seems that the cold and the storm has clashed violently, and now we have a flood warning and a fire warning. I'm not sure how these two can be happening at the same time, actually, but okay, it confirms that the flood has crashed many gas stations. So now the water has been comprised with gasoline and oil. and the fire and the flood has been moving in untold speed in every direction. Okay, so we encourage everyone to move to a higher ground if they're on the area. Actually, we're getting instructed that everyone should just move to Mexico, evacuate Mexico. The flood fire, which what we are referring now as flyer, has been destroyed too many cities. Okay, it sounds like an earthquake has started somewhere. Yeah, 2 earthquakes. And yeah, apparently the flood, I'm sorry. And we're getting word now that, and it's been confirmed that California has broken off the United States and it started to float away. No, you have to go back. Okay, so we have a small update, new update about the health situation. Good news, it's now the size of a baseball. But wait, it's now actually they're confirming that the hell is the size of enormous Volkswagen Beetles with ice spikes on them, falling from the skies. So it's kind of pretty serious. Is that a tornado? Actually 8 tornadoes. Okay, it's you. Okay, I was thinking. Tornadoes. That's 8 tornadoes, and they're hovering the Volkswagen car with the spikes all over at the speed of 85 miles per hour. In every direction. So if we go back to our 5 days forecast, and we'll see the temperature is still fluctuating, but the chance of death has been stabilized at 99.99%. And if we go back, sweet glory, the tornado has made it exactly that's raining cats and dogs, and it looks like California started to sink away, and the inhabitants are being attacked by sharks. We're getting confirmation that it's the end of the world, so once again we'll go to our 5 days forecast, which is 1 day forecast now, and that should sums it up. Back to Lara.
Well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for being with us, and remember, it's not called Blind Witness News for nothing. Good night.